We are live. I do believe we're live. Hope we're live. Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Football Vloggers podcast. We've got Dor on tour with us, Cod's Vlogs. We've got, what have we got there? BFC. We've got Lamouth BFC with us, some sort of scary Halloween thing, and we've got Benjamin Bloom as well. Hi, guys.
Evening.
Hello. How are you all doing?
Good evening.
How's everyone doing? Let's
Hey.
just get to the comments quickly.
Hey.
Did you all have football this weekend? You had football?
No, yes, we did.
No. Unfortunately, the Fleetwood game, torrential rain at half time. We were playing so well, and at half time it got called off for 1-1. We definitely didn't lose 4-1 to Blackburn under 18s.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is this true, Ben? Is this true?
Well,
I
to be fair, right, we lost 4-1, but we played well. We only had 2 proper first-team defenders, because that's where we're lacking, and we're going to improve.
Right.
I'm telling you, there's a massive sign. I can't say too much, but there's a massive signing coming soon. So I'm just waiting on that. I don't want to jump the horse. I don't want to jump the gun and say who it is. There's a massive signing.
Hang on. You cannot drop a bomb like that, put a pin on the grenade and just leave us hanging.
I've not been told names.
A massive signing.
I've not been told names, I'll be honest, but I've heard there are a couple of championship defenders in the building at Pilfoot coming soon. Unlike some teams down the road,
I think he's giving us a clue with Massive there. Who was that 6'8" guy you had on loan last year?
Harry Stewart. They want him out on loan again. I'd have him in a heartbeat. And I'd also take Callum Connolly. I don't know if you know him.
We had Callum Connolly at Ipswich, yeah.
Yeah.
McCarthy,
He's versatile, centre half, can play right back, can play in midfield, energetic, 15 appearances, 2 goals. And to be honest with you, I liked him. He wasn't the most talented, if I'm honest with you. But
Ben, he's the most Scouser footballer I've ever seen. Proper little honestly, tough guy. Do you know what I mean?
You should have seen him at Wickham. He came off bleeding. He shot in the last minute. He jumped in the end, smashed him in the face. It was going top corner. He carried on playing with blood on his face for 3 or 4 minutes. It was unbelievable.
Wow. We've got Hull City Vlogs in. Just say hello to him. He's a vlogger from Hull City. Hi, Hull. I think he's just a new vlogger. So if you check out his channel, you subscribe to him. We've also got Talk Forest TV in as well. I think you might know Talk Forest TV. Do you?
Man like Dan. Good lad, Dan is.
Man like Dan. Okay, brilliant.
Someone from Nottingham's got to be.
Who else have we got? We got Football Man Sam. Evening all, Football Man Sam.
He's a Yeovil fan.
He's a who?
Yeovil fan.
Yeovil fan. Okay.
Dor, is there a football vlogger you don't know?
Garrett,
the second that someone starts a YouTube channel up, Dor's like friend request.
Good knowledge, Dor.
This might the message me. They'll say to me, "Oh, what's the channel about?" It's Monday. Come and watch it. Then you everyone will just talk.
Yes, we're getting lots of people. Also, people are messaging me. I don't know if any of you guys are getting messages from other vloggers as well, interested in the show.
One a day.
One a day, yeah.
Off too easily.
They think I'm Benjamin Bloom.
Because we look so alike, yeah.
Corey Hansford is telling us that Swansea City only have 1 pre-season game. Why is that? That's very unusual, isn't it?
The question is, Dor, would you swap if I get your eyes but you get my hair?
I'll take that.
Yeah?
I'll take that. Yeah, we'll do that, Ben. We'll do that.
Okay, someone probably can do that on the face swap app, can't they? That probably just look horrible, won't it?
People, comment below. Try and do the face thing. I don't have to do it. Someone below can do it. I can't do it. Forest, we played against Oldham on Saturday. We lost 2-0. Shut up, Ben. We lost 2-0.
No, we lost 4-1. I'm just saying the way you said it.
We lost 4-1.
I can't exactly say it. You can have.
It was a behind closed doors game, though. So no one knew.
All your games behind closed doors.
Well, guys, Ipswich played away at Spurs, European Cup finalist Spurs, and lost 3-0. And our new keeper Cornell, who we signed from Northampton,
Yeah.
made a bit of a individual error after 11 minutes. So you know what it's like with clubs fans on Twitter. This is probably the quickest a fan base has had a pop at a player 11 minutes. But Paul Lambert has come out and said that we need to play a settled team and a settled system. I don't know why it's taken him 30 years in the game to figure this out, or why he didn't do that last season.
Penny finally dropped.
The penny's dropped that if you switch your lineup every single week, that doesn't quite work. We got a comment on Cornell there, Lee. One Rovers vlogs.
Oh right, okay. Here we are. Yeah, Cornell had a shocker.
Yeah, it was It's so hard though, boys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you guys tell me, right? Debutant players who had a nightmare. Have you got any stories?
Bong, left back.
Well, to be go on, Doug.
Bong.
Was he stoned?
Oh, don't. It was against Charlton. We lost 1-0, and he had an awful game. And since then, he's not played for Forest.
Wow.
it was shocking. And then
To be fair, on Saturday, Coleman passed it. So we were interested in Cornell. He was on trial in one of our games. But we also had Mark Howard, who used to play for Blackpool, Sheffield United. And we've had Joe Coleman, who was on loan at Shrewsbury, Oldham and Huddersfield. He's been at. And he played the ball back to him and he just mishit it. It's against the defender, straight in the net. And he had a howler. Saved a penalty. And good, who comes in here, he said, just remind you of the playoffs. And at first I just laughed it off and I thought, it's 4-1, the same result as the playoffs. We say the keeper saves a penalty, still has a shocker. And we're all right inside, but then we're absolutely awful defensively. But we look good going forward, and we should get a penalty ourselves. So it was like exactly the same as the playoffs. It was mad.
Can I ask you all a question quickly? So we've got a first choice keeper, Thomas Holly, and Lambert has signed Cornell because he wants two keepers similar ability. Now I prefer a first choice keeper, one young guy that you're bringing through, and then a really experienced one as a team of three. Yeah. When has it ever worked where you have two keepers that are kind of an even standard? Does that really work?
No.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. I think
you've got to look at Burnley, haven't you? Like, look at Burnley like last year. Like, they had Joe Hart, Nick Pope, Tom Eaton. And that was probably the three. To be fair, we know Joe Hart's had his struggles, and last 5 years he hasn't been himself. But Tom Eaton and Nick Pope, for me, are two of the best keepers in the Premier League. But however, since Eaton went, it was good for Pope that he could get game time. But I do agree in the fact that you need a first choice settled down, one that's not slightly as good, but that can come in and do all right, and a young keeper. So I do agree with you there.
Yeah. Forest had it last season because we had Samba and we had Miric.
Oh yeah.
And Miric started.
Made a mistake against West Brom in the first game, Dor.
Yeah, first game, and then he made a mistake again against Leeds and then against Charlton, and then
I know what's coming.
Then he got dropped against Fulham, and when Samba, everyone was like, "Oh, Samba's playing against Fulham." I thought, no, we're gonna have an awful game, and then Samba man of the match. Since then, no Miric. So
he was very good against us, wasn't he, Dor, in the cup? He made. Literally in the cup, we played Forest, and I thought after the game I was disappointed. We had 4 or 5 big chances. Samba was unbelievable in the cup, and I think that's maybe why he saw how good he was in the cup. He thought he could trust him, and I think if you had Muric in there, I don't think you would have got. Unfortunately, he missed out on the playoffs. I'm not being harsh, but I don't think you would have got anywhere near the playoffs if you had Muric in there. I think Samba really settled your back line. He was a leader 100%. And really helped you.
James Longbottom is saying, I think it's Harvey Rogers, was it? Got sent off on his debut. If you can tell us which team that is, James, I have no idea, but that's something we need to know about. I can't remember a bad player really on a pre-season friendly debut, but I do remember once at Bloomfield Road where we had a full team of trialists. Sky was there, and every single player was a trialist. And all I can remember is some guy kept shouting out, "Go on, trialist!" all the time. Like you didn't know who any of them were.
Lee,
Sky didn't know a single player.
Lee, you know, Dor ribs me for making notes, right? Imagine me at a friendly. This was actually at Barnet, yeah.
And
it's like 4 trialists come on. You don't know any of their numbers or any of their names or anything.
No.
With my OCD, that didn't work for me. Like 6 subs at once, all trialists. And fortunately, there was a very well-informed Barnet fan set behind me who literally knew who all the trialists were and all their non-league clubs and stuff.
Was it?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Was it that super fan? Must be that super fan. Who's
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one on your video.
The
one who goes to every game.
Who hasn't missed a game since about 1931?
Oh, Chris. I'll be honest with you, mate. We've got a few like that. I know you got Steve Percy. You ain't missed a game. We've got a few whose their knowledge of the game is just amazing. They help me out massively. But just going back to the goalkeeper situation, I don't recall club wise, but England.
Oh, Clements and Shilton. Yeah.
Exactly.
And so how many caps would Clements have got if Shilton hadn't been around and vice versa?
Exactly that.
And of course, Ipswich had Paul Cooper then, who couldn't get anywhere near, and he saved 8 penalties in a row or something. Yeah.
So yeah, wow. It's mad, isn't it? Like if you've got 2 strikers, you play 2 strikers, but you can't play 2 keepers, can you?
No, well, you can't
have one on the bench.
You can't play a keeper for 75 minutes and then the other one comes on fresh and tries to upstage him. Lee, are you going to tell us about Blackpool going 3-up against Everton then?
Yes, I will.
How giddy you were.
I've just got a couple of Blackpool fans actually posting in. One saying, will I be doing a video tomorrow on the game against Blackburn? Yes, we will. We had over 9,000 views on our last one, so we certainly will. We're hoping for as many again. It was unbelievable on Saturday. We started a live stream. I interviewed Eamon O'Keefe early in the morning because he was ex-Everton and ex-Blackpool, so I did a little interview with him.
What era was that? What era did he play, Lee?
Say again.
Which era did O'Keefe play?
We played in the 80s, Eamon O'Keefe, and he was probably my favourite player of, well, he was my favourite player of the 80s, definitely. And we got promotion with Eamon O'Keefe, and he was just on fire. And then going into the next season, we were then into did we get into league? Yeah. Got us into League One from the basement. So we're up from 2 to 1. And then he was on fire. Honestly, he was banging goals in for fun, and he got a really bad injury and kind of ended his career. And it was really sad because he was a great player, honestly. He really was. But talking about the game on Saturday, it was like Blackpool were 3-0 up after 11 minutes against Everton, and we were just all over them. And sure, they came back, they got a penalty, they got a free kick right at the edge of the box, and we just didn't pick someone up on a corner. But apart from that, we were just, it could have been 5-6. Honestly, it was I wasn't quite sure what I was watching, if I'm being honest. It was just amazing. And we haven't seen football like this at Blackpool since Holloway. And this Neil Critchley's come in. And today we've signed a lad called Jordan Williams on a free. He was with Rochdale, but he was with he's Welsh under 23s. I think he's been Cat 4, and he played with Critchley. He was in his under 23s team. So, the thing we're hoping with Neil Critchley is that he's going to know just loads of lads that will slot in wherever he wants them to slot in, and he can. Well, he will. He's just a great coach, and he's teaching us. He's training, he's coaching Blackpool to play in that Liverpool style. Which, to be honest, if we just play like that, that's even if we don't get up. If I just see football like that, it will. I'm very excited. I really am, and I've actually put some money on promotion.
Lee,
we were 20 to 1 for outright.
He's getting carried away, boy.
Honestly, lads, I'm flying out. I'm buzzing after.
I'm not betting on Forest. I never bet on Forest, and if Forest, no, I am not betting.
Because I think it's a bit of a curse. Like you said, you played really well, which is very good to see.
Oh, this is
Would you
just want? Sorry, there's something coming from Afro Man here. It's saying, I don't know if you've heard about this. Have the panel any observations on Begsby's trainers, administrators of Wigan? I don't know if you've heard about this.
Yeah,
Jared.
For like 4 weeks.
He's actually an associate of Blackpool's terrible owner, Owen Oyston. And what I read today about what they're doing, they're selling everything off, aren't they? They even want to sell the ground off to somebody who's not interested in football. So they're selling everything of Wigan. They're selling the training ground for redevelopment. They're just basically liquidating Wigan, and it's absolutely disgraceful. I can't believe it's happening.
Benjamin, do you know anything about it, Benjamin?
I've done a little bit of reading. Yeah, let's just say. Well, the most shocking thing in the report was that the owner so he did the owners and directors test, and I actually don't have an issue with the EFL here. I think this guy's just not a very nice person, to be honest. So he passed the owners and directors tests and contacted Begbie's trainer before he took over to ask them about administration. Presumably that was all kept hush hush. So after passing I don't know a good analogy. It's basically like you giving me your car keys, me signing something to say that I'm going to give you your car back, me taking your car and just disappearing, isn't it? You can vet me and decide whether I'm going to give you your car back, but if I tell you one thing and that turns out to be a complete lie, what can you really do about it? But no, it's absolutely awful, and without kind of belittling the situation, Wigan's first game is at Ipswich in League One, and we don't know. It could be like Bolton last year, where you've got. Bolton had the keeper, wasn't it? Was one pro, and then sort of an entire team, and it struck me that a lot of the League One teams, they stopped at 5-0, didn't they? There was this kind of thing of, look, once you've scored 5, just stop. This is not fair on these kids. But you could have that at Luton, and I fully expect Morsey and Lowe will be sold as well, as long as So what? Marshall's gone. Oh, Nathan Byrne, the right back, he'll go as well, won't he? Marshall's gone. Robinson's gone. Dunkley's gone. Williams is gone. Moore has gone. Gelhart has gone.
It's unbelievable.
Weir has gone.
We've got them in the cup. We've got them in the cup. Like,
well, you do. Oh, is that before the league starts then, Ben?
Yeah, that's literally. And obviously, I was watching your stream on Saturday. I think Kate was saying, I was wondering, like, how are you going to pull a team together? And it's going to be under 18s, not Fleetwood. We've only won. We've been in League Two. This is our 7th year in League Two, so 9 years in the Football League. We've only ever got past the first round once. It was against Crewe on penalties 2 years ago, which they should have won. So even with that, I don't think I'm never confident with Fleetwood, but. I was listening to Paul Cook today about Wigan, and he said they beat Stoke at home 3-0 at the DW Stadium. And after that should have secured the 50 points, stayed up. And he said, he went in the next day, he said, it was a weird atmosphere. He could feel it. And he got told the owners wanted out after 4 weeks. They weren't happy and they wanted to sell everything off. Then that was kind of the killing moment, he said, really, which Wigan are a good club. And it just seems, I don't know if you've seen like a hotspot for toxic owners. Obviously, you've had Blackpool with the Oceans, who are now stable, to be fair to them. But you look at Bury, Bolton nearly went in. Oldham Athletic are struggling as well.
You're right, it's a hotspot, isn't it?
And Port Vale,
unbelievable.
Port Vale, until they got their new owners 18 months ago, they were in a bit of struggle. Nobody was mentioning it, but they were screwed, really, if I'm honest with you.
And we should say as well that even though they've gone down, and I know a football season lasts 46 games, if you took from, I don't know, because it takes teams a while to click. If you took from, I don't know, January the 1st through to the end of the season, literally probably one of the, I haven't got the numbers, but probably one of the 4 best teams in the championship on the points they accumulated over there. They were absolutely superb team.
You're in the
last few months of the season. Yeah. So
I think
sad,
the last
isn't it?
15 games, Luton were in the playoffs as well, because they put a little run together.
Stoke weren't far off either. They accumulated lots of points. Yeah.
And I was reading a stat. Barnsley win the relegation zone every weekend from September 15th. Charlton were only in the relegation zone 1 weekend of the whole season. So Barnsley spent 8-9 months of football in the relegation zone. Charlton were always out of it. On the final day, literally the last 2-3 minutes, Charlton went in, Barnsley went out because of Wigan. But even so, that's just mad how literally it always goes down to last in, because teams go on a run. Luton went on a run. Charlton kind of hit form too early after the restart, winning a couple of games. But I don't know if you know, Benjamin, they were 1 against Birmingham, the penultimate game of the season.
The late goal. Yeah.
I thought they're in trouble again, and I think that might screw them. So I think that upset them a bit. Stoke were kind of used to just get a win. When Warnock went into Middlesbrough, I thought they were okay. And I think Birmingham, they did 4 extra games. They seemed to be safe when after lockdown. But I think they only got like one or 2 points, and that was against Hull and someone else down there as well. Which it's mad to see how those clubs are going to go again. Obviously, Birmingham have got a new manager now, so it'll be different.
Well, Birmingham pretty much.
Saying,
sorry,
I'm just posting comments up if you can kind of see them. I don't know, but Ian Barron's saying that the same sort of thing happened to Darlington FC. They were made bankrupt, like the George Reynolds thing, and they built like a 25,000 seater stadium, didn't they? Which
lovely
is
stadium.
It's still sad, isn't it?
Don't forget Russian Diamonds as well.
Yeah,
that was crooked, wasn't it? God, Russian.
Yeah, another one. Yeah.
Sorry.
What was it about Darlington? Because like I said, they didn't play at the stadium, do they? I'm sure they're saying they want to get back to the stadium because with all the social distance and all that.
Yeah.
How many people do they get in at a ground? They get like, is it 1,000? Is it 1,000? They want
an incredible stadium that he built. I don't know why he built such a big stadium.
Stadium now, so hopefully they do go back there.
Yeah, I was just going to add. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, about what Ryan just put up about Rangers. Look, you was playing against part-timers, mate. No wonder you had back-to-back promotions. You could have gone out with a second-string Rangers side and you would have been fine. The Scottish League it's poor. It's a very poor standard. Yeah, you had a few that stayed with you, but because of the name Rangers, and again, it's like playing Sunday League football. You're guaranteed to win the league. You sign players who were there, and then the second you got Championship football, and then Hearts, my team, beat you to the title. McCoy went, see you later. He weren't having none of that. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? Teams and players, they're going to join a team like that because they want a bit of an easy ride.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah. It's a little bit different in Scotland, obviously, and I think a lot of the Rangers fans actually enjoyed the journey back, and it sort of did a lot of good for like lower, the lower leagues of football, of Scottish football, to have Rangers coming, bringing 8,000 they were bringing to some, and of course most of the actual clubs in Scotland are around sort of Glasgow anyway, aren't they? There's lots within not very far away. I mean, I know you go over to the other side of Edinburgh, but there's a lot of local derbies, isn't there, for little clubs playing Rangers. It must have been amazing for them all. But they're back, aren't they?
What's this about your new manager?
What about him?
What was it? Who was there? Don't know who he is.
I was hoping you guys could tell me because I ain't got a clue who he is either.
Here we go, Mr. Dorr. We love you from Leighton.
We don't. You can have him.
Free transfer, mate. You can
take him with you. There's a lot of love for Door here. That's good. What's this? Now this is interesting. We actually wanted a Charlton blogger on this week, but we failed to get somebody that we were trying to get. But Charlton fans refused to leave the boardroom until they spoke to owners. Wonder if he actually spoke to them. Do we know? Does anybody know the situation at Charlton?
You need to ask Benjamin this. He knows everything about the champion. He knows everything.
To be fair, after his heroics last night of drinking, I think he'll be demoted to
there was a protest on Saturday, all peaceful apparently, and they had security there. No one was arrested or anything of that nature, but they did. I don't know how, because I'm sure we've all been to Charlton, and there's that big stand along one side, isn't there? They got in to the boardroom, and it was all just ESI out, and far be it for me to be a conspiracy theorist, but were they let in? I don't get how they got in. Otherwise, it's not hard to lock a door, is it? But they got in there, and there was a protest. So the situation is that the previous owners, Tahoon Nima and Matt Southall, had the fallout. They sold to a gentleman called Paul Elliott. They didn't sell Charlton. They sold the company that owned Charlton. And then get this, and this will annoy Wigan fans, all 3 of the people involved failed the owners and directors test. How crooked you have to be to fail the owners and directors tests if Mr. Al Young Keng, or whatever his name is, at Wigan passed it. But obviously he was
Harry read that brown envelope. Say no more.
He was allegedly he was a charlatan, wasn't he? So there's a gentleman called Thomas Sanding or something, who sounds very Scandinavian. So there's going to be another owner for Charlton, hopefully for their sake, very, very soon. But I mean, they're signing players and whatnot. But it's going to be De Châtelet, Nîmes, sort of the fourth owner in about a year. So I'm sure Charlton fans will believe it when they see it. But yeah, that was the situation at Charlton at the weekend.
I put a comment up, Sports Sir. Hi, Sports Sir. He's asking, have we had details on our season tickets yet? We Blackpool have had theirs. We bought. They kind of suckered us in, really, because they said they were only allowing 4,000 season tickets, and I thought, gosh, if we don't get a season ticket, we can't get into the games. We're going to vlog it, so we sort of panicked, and they ended up taking all 4 tickets we bought, but. It was like £269, but they're giving us a free pass on iFollow. But then I've heard now that Sky TV
I don't know what they're doing with that. Like, another help.
They're in negotiations with all the football, isn't it? They're going to be showing all football on Sky TV.
Just the Championship League 1 and League 2, I think.
Well, I was going to ask you guys about this because this goes to the salary cap question as well, because what they've said they're going to do is they said they're going to share the money out equally. Now, let's be fair about this. We've got Fleetwood and Barnet, who are smaller clubs, and we've got 2-time European champions Nottingham Forest here represented. Yeah.
So the Fleetwood a big club or small club? Yeah.
No, but let's be honest, right? It's if you put pay-per-view up or iFollow. Nottingham Forest are going to sell a hell of a lot of pay-per-views. Yeah. Maybe Fleetwood or Barnet might sell less, but they're splitting the money equally. What are we thinking? Are we capitalist about this, or are we socialist? Should Forest be allowed to keep more of the money? Well, look, let's say in that division. Can I use Fleetwood as an example, Ben?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Take Fleetwood and Sunderland. You would expect, by any logic, Sunderland would sell way more pay-per-views than Fleetwood. What do we think about sharing? I'm going to keep out of this because obviously Ipswich are in there and they're quite likely to sell a fair amount anyway. What do you think about the money being shared out equally? Is that unfair on the clubs that sell more, or is it good that it's all being shared?
I think it's unfair on those that have won't sell as many. Do you know what I mean? And I used the example last week about going out for a drink, and with the salary cap in League 1, I know a lot of clubs voted for it. Fleetwood, I know you said Fleetwood will struggle from it, but we actually voted for the salary cap. However, going back, it's like weird. It's like Sunderland bring in £100,000 in, Fleetwood bring 10,000, but Sunderland have to give some of the money that they've earned, like rightfully, to us. And as much as obviously going to say, it'd be great to have as much money as we can get when we're not really getting it ourselves. But I think some of the bigger clubs need the finances as well because they've got bigger wages.
Sorry, Benjamin, I got to put that one up
every week.
Last week we said Benjamin looked like Dave Grohl. Here's a new one. His mum says Frank Gallagher from Shameless. Sorry, Ben.
Every week, right?
Benjamin, I beg you, I will PayPal you right now. Just go party, please. I'll PayPal you whatever you want.
How much?
Whatever you want. Go on.
We'll make them wait. We'll make them wait a few episodes into the season, I think.
What did they do Collins, where all the big clubs now decided to say we're going to start?
You do.
What's going on?
Somebody said
Harvey Saunders. To be fair with you, Saunders is a young lad who we signed from Darlington about 18 months ago, and he went back on loan to Darlington. And we've got a history of signing players from non-leagues into Vardy who haven't done well for us, haven't done well for other clubs like Elliot Osborne. Thinking that we've gone to Stevenage, Stockport, but he's done well for himself. Ashley Naderson, who's now doing well, all right at League 2 side Crawley. I think he was their top goal scorer last year. But he's all right for 20 minutes off the bench because when the defence are tight, which they are in League 1, he'll just run them ragged. You know what I mean? And he'll work hard and not have much about him, like strength-wise, a bit like me, just twigs. But very good pace-wise, can get in behind, and as soon as he gets his first goal, they'll get up and running.
Here we go. Getting a few questions in. Thoughts on Swansea set to sign Gibbs White on loan and agreeing personal terms with Jamal Lowe with Millwall and Preston. Do we know? Does anybody know anything on that? I know nothing on that.
I saw that on loan, isn't it, from Wolves, isn't it?
He's a centre midfield for Wolves, and he is a really good player.
He looked good in the cup, didn't he? Looked very good in the cup.
I've seen him. I watched him when he played for Wolves last season. He played a few games, and he is a talented. He's one. He plays like Neves. Is it Neves? Wolves guy.
Neves, Ruben Neves.
Yeah, Ruben Neves. He is a talented player. I think he plays for England 21s as well. Swansea, they're getting a talented player. They really are.
Dor, was he the lad that got in trouble during lockdown for going to a party in London? Was that Morgan Gibbs White? I don't want to libel anyone. One of those young Wolves under 21 reps did.
Oh, who was it? It wasn't Gibbs.
Wasn't him.
I've got his face. I've got his name. Let me come back. I know.
Well, I'll talk about Jamal Lowe. I think he's another good player. He'll be the next one out of Wigan. It'd be interesting if it is Millwall, Preston, and Swansea all in the shootout for them. But as I always say about Swansea, they seem to recruit well and get their owners out of actually investing any money. They seem to, have sold McBurney and James and, not really invested a hell of a lot. It'd be interesting to see if AU stays another season. But I just think it's going to be tough for Swansea to just keep churning out top 6 or top 8 finishes on the basis of money coming in but not going out again in terms of fees. But if they can get Low, they'll get him cheap because, like we said, sadly, everything going out of Wigan is going cheap at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Low played against. I remember Low when he played against Forest, he scored when we lost to Wigan 1-0. He is a good player. I just don't think I'm happy Forest didn't go for him because I don't think he's a Forest player. To be fair, but I know if he goes, would it be good for Swansea? I don't know. But
Ben will be able to answer this one from Will White.
Swansea tend to do well with getting like Premier League youngsters on loan and really developing them. You know what I mean? Like they did with Brewster. So maybe going to Swansea would be a good move for him. He'll get games. He'll learn the Championship's most entertaining, most breathless, the Championship's a good league to go on loan to. Believe that, and you'll learn. You'll not only get a better footballer, but you'll get to know a better man. Do you know what I mean? So the Championship can be ruthless at times.
Have you heard anything about George McLaughlin, Ben?
Well, basically, I've just had a message. George, unfortunately, what happened to him, getting obviously run over the other day, and unfortunately went into hospital on, I think it was Thursday, Friday, and the blood on the brain has stopped, which is very good. And if you know George, he's the life and soul at Fleetwood, and he'll get the atmosphere going. And obviously, we've had banter with him in the past, but he's a top lad. And if you know him, he's one of the nicest guys you could ever get to meet. I'm not sure how he is.
We do wish him well. We do wish him well.
Like I say, I'm trying to find out as much as I can, and I'm just hoping that he does come through because we've done a crowdfunder for him. We've raised over £3,000 in that, and like I say, he means a lot to everyone in Fleetwood. It's tough times there at the moment, and when George is at the Fleetwood games, you know about it. So let's just hope he comes through.
Okay.
Benjamin, it was
Morgan Gibbs White, was it?
Yeah, it was Gibson White. It was.
Right.
But the lockdown rule.
Okay. I'll hide that one now. Right. Okay. I'm just trying to obviously there's lots of questions coming in, so I'm not trying to interrupt the flow, obviously, but Hull City Vlogs have just are telling us there's a company interested in buying Hull. Don't know how true it is though, because Hull are in a bit of a mess, aren't they? Really, they're another team.
They've been in a mess for years.
It's been a long time. If there's a really good website, if you're as big a nerd as me, which has got the entire timeline of how many times that there's been solid bids for Hull and they've been rejected and they've put the price up at the last minute. And I was going to say when Ben was talking about Birmingham, that Birmingham sort of switched the lights off about 7 games before the end of the season, thought we got enough points, we'll stay up. Hull essentially did that in January when Grzycki and Bowen went out. I quite like the look of Hull for next season. I don't know what you League One boys think, but I'm just surprised that they've kind of gone for it. Really, it's like the alarms have gone. Excuse me.
Greg Doherty's a good signing from Rangers. Obviously,
and
he got like 10 goals for Shrewsbury a couple of years ago.
And Coyle and who you had.
Right, Benjamin, you remind me of that. He was my favourite player. He's gone. He broke me out, and that was it.
Josh Emmanuel as well. Richie Smallwood as well. They've gone for it, haven't they? Which it strikes me that they've gone right. Okay, we've been relegated Premier League to Championship, relegated Championship to League One. No, it stops there, and we're gonna try and bully our way out of League One with some financial muscle.
That question, we know we all sport big clubs. What?
Don't you say it. Don't you say it. I know where you're going with that one. Don't you dare say it, Thor. I will find you.
Somebody's saying Kyle from Port Vale wants to know, have we got any opinion on Port Vale?
Believe me.
I thought Port Vale were pretty good. We played in pre-season. They look very decent, Kyle.
Well, challenge. To be fair, I respect the way that they were only just outside the playoffs, and they respected the views of the season to end early. And I think they've got good, stable owners now. They've got some good players. They've obviously got Pope up front, I think it is. They've got I think David Amu, a good player, scored a scream against Holland, and a few others in there as well that are League One, League Two players. So I think they can challenge, if I'm honest with you.
I remember going to Port Vale when they were in the second tier, going to Ipswich. Had a guy called Tony. Remember Tony Naylor, Lee? Had a guy called Tony Naylor up front who played for them for years. Who scored?
I do remember
a whole load of loads of goals. Yeah, who was that big, huge centre half that they sold to Spurs? Anthony Gardner. Anyone remember him?
Anthony Gardner.
He was weren't he?
Yeah. But he could also play up front because he was like 6'6" or 6'7", wasn't he?
Yeah.
Played in the Premier League for a long while, I think.
He played at Forest for a month.
Really?
Yeah, he played at Forest for a month. But, something happened.
And then did he realise he wanted to get out as soon as he could? The nearest motorway.
Sure. Yeah. Good player he was. Really good player.
Very good, yeah.
I shall try and answer the Blackpool comments. I'll try and type, and then not to keep interrupting because I am getting a lot of Blackpool comments about the signings and stuff. I'm very excited about the new signing. Yes, I am doing a stream tomorrow night. So just for those that are asking.
What's up, Cod Logs?
Sorry, Ben. Carry on.
Carry on, Ben.
I've just got a message. I just thought I should remind you. My mate's a bit gutted with Sky. Really, he bought like Sky Sports a couple of months ago, but the playoffs came with no Forest, so he was so disappointed that he didn't get what he bought it for because they're already in the playoffs from like the first game of the season, like Thor said.
Shut up.
What's happening here?
Every week, lads. Every week about foul.
Oh dear, what's this? What's this? Isn't
here?
Ben's bedtime? No.
Oh, God's sake. Now, let's get your mum on.
Who's when does Bonnet season start?
Not a clue, mate. I did read, like you say, we have appointed a new manager, and I did read the club statement that came out, and he says in the next 7 to 10 days it's going to be quite exciting. I think we've only got 3 or maybe 4. No, I tell a lie. So I think we've got 5 or 6 first team players that have actually stayed with us. The rest have now left. So it's a busy time. In all fairness, it's an exciting time knowing that it's like a bit like Football Manager. Let's just see who we can sign and see if they can all gel and mold and perform together. So I'm excited to see who we do sign. But if reading some of the comments that's been going on our forum and Facebook pages, it looks like the salary cap, if there is one in non-league, because you hear that there is, you hear that there isn't. But going by what they reckon our chairman's budget's going to be, they're only going to be willing to offer between £600 and £700 a week. I mean, we're looking at scraping the barrel for very bad players, part-time players, or anyone that's desperate to pay their mortgage. So, again, we leave it to the last minute. We've got no pre-season friendlies booked in that we know of. There might be some closed-door ones coming very, very soon, depending on how many players we sign. But at the moment, at least we've got the manager in, and that's the first step. Now he's got a lot of work, and he needs to put a rabbit out of his arse to try and sign some players.
Rabbit out of his arse.
Well, I thought saying it at the at would have been my style, you see, Lee. So I had to go with arse.
Mixed metaphors, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Danny Fox, any good store from 100 games for Forest? We're looking at him or something, Blackpool.
Danny Fox, when he was, I think he was under Crankier. He can play left back, he can play centre back as well. He's not bad, to be fair. Sometimes he can play good, but then he'll just wander off, and then.
Wasn't he the one that played for Celtic?
Yeah.
I remember him. Yeah, I remember when he was at Celtic.
He's a good player, but he wasn't. I think he wasn't in a good team.
We don't want him then. It doesn't sound very good to me.
He's got to be knocking on the
struggling.
Door. 40 now, surely.
He'll be good for Blackpool. I think he'll be good for Blackpool, but for Championship side, nah.
Oh, blimey.
Nah.
Listening at Preston Hospital, Stephen Roberts. Hope that's
right.
not too bad, Stephen. There, but nice to have you aboard at Preston Hospital.
I think with Danny Fox.
Hope everything's all right, mate.
Danny Fox, he played for Wigan last season.
Yeah, I think he was at Wigan for a bit. Ben will know. Benjamin will know.
Ben knows everything.
That's the thing about the championship. Who won the championship in the year 201? And you'll know it. So
I don't know, but Ipswich were probably in it, weren't they? Having been in the championship every year ever.
Yeah,
Forest are catching up now, aren't they, Dor?
Yeah, we no, shut up.
Who is that? Must be Forest now. Forest and Derby, the longest tenured championship team. Now Ipswich is gone.
Derby and Forest are 13 years.
No, Forest is 20. Forest is 20 years.
20 years,
right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
90,
no, I mean,
that's a long time.
Last time we was in the Premiership was 1979.
Not last time you were in the Premier League. How many straight years in the Championship?
Yeah, 13. Weren't you in League One for a year?
It's League One for a couple of seasons, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, great.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Consecutive years. You and Derby, I saw QPR are on about 6.
Yeah, we were on like 18 from 2002.
Yeah, 13 years. Colin Caldwell got promoted.
Right.
Yeah.
Can someone explain to me what this Premiership is? I keep hearing about it. I ain't got a clue what it is.
Well, that's one of my pet hates because it's been the Premier League since about 2008, but people still call it the Premiership. So you correct them. You say it's not the Premiership; it's the Premier League.
The Premier League.
Be very pedantic, like me, hey?
We're all going to gain your OCD, Benjamin, on that.
Oh,
one.
you don't want that, really. It is contagious. You can't catch it through the screen, yeah.
If you go to the game, make sure Benjamin Bloom next to you because he's OCD.
Tell us about it then. How is he OCD? We need to know.
OCD, I wouldn't want to come and watch Forest defend.
All the Forest fans, when Benjamin's writing, everyone Forest fans are like, what's he doing? I'm like, he's just writing.
And you'll hear me. I'll try and do little 2 or 3 minute periods of the game where I say to myself the name of every player who gets the ball as it goes round, so I make sure I know exactly all 22 players that are on the pitch. Believe me, I've got a mate who's worse than me. He'll like from 2 o'clock, he'll be revising the teams, and by about 2 he'll know both the lineups and both the systems that are about to happen in 40 minutes time. So believe me, there are more Rain Man type people than me. Don't worry about that.
That's amazing. Wow.
It's good what you do. Like, there's quite a lot of Forest fans. Like, they really do like what you do, Benjamin.
Well, it's quite easy to do with Forest last season because they played the same team pretty much every week, didn't they? The same back four, and really, there was only any movement down the sides, wasn't there? Everyone sat still in the middle, so it was easy to figure out what Forest were going to do. But
Fleetwood played 8 different positions, 8 different formations last year.
I was quite impressed with that because I remember when they played Ipswich at Portman Road and they switched from a 4 to. I think they played 3 different formations in that game, and I was very impressed with how
we played 3-4-3, I think Connolly went off injured. I think it was Connolly. And we brought Ched on, and he scored. And I just remember going like, thinking, hang on, we're playing 3-5-2, not at the 3-4-3. Mad without right. I'm kind of like saying, like, jotting it down, like, hang on, what we're playing here? Because in that one we play 4-3-3, we play 3-4-3, 3-5-2, 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1. And I said to Sheridan when like a couple of years ago when I interviewed him, and he literally stood there. He goes, "You've revised my tactics better than any other manager has so far." And he goes, "That's not great." But like I say, when reading a formation away from home, when you're at the side, I think it's better. You know what I mean?
Ian Barron is saying, please can I say the message about Darlington? I thought we'd already covered that about Darlington going in. We'd already done that, haven't we, with George Reynolds and everything? Is that what you mean, Ian? I can't see any other question on that. Ryan Dunbar is agreeing with you, Matthew. He's saying that the Premier League is a tourist league in which only one or two teams will win. Well,
sounds like the Scottish Premier League then.
Yes, it's kind of similar in many ways, isn't it?
Has anyone ever been to what's the worst Premiership stadium?
Premier League.
Didn't you say that you don't want to talk about the Premier League or Premiership tonight, Dawn? You're the one asking questions about it, mate. You hypocrite.
To be fair, I think your ground's up. Oh, sorry, you didn't go up. I think
Burnley.
It's hard to say which one's bad because I like Burnley. It's old fashioned and wooden seats. I like it because it's characteristic. And
is the cricket stand still got wooden seats at Burnley?
Yeah.
Still got that cricket stand. They haven't redeveloped that. It's quite amazing because there was plans to redevelop that stand, you know, as soon as they got in the Premier League. So
can I ask Dor about what's happening with the Peter Taylor stand, Dor? When is that being redone?
Basically, like I said, it meant to be done this season because the residents were moaning about it. They didn't like it. So it will be redone after next season. So touch wood, it needs to go because
that's where you sit, isn't it?
I saw a video tour that they done a video like tour about your ground. They're going to redo the whole ground up completely. Yeah. What's all that about? I
don't know. I think what they're doing, they're redoing. They're getting rid of all the pubs. They're getting rid of everything. Getting rid of everything, and that's the problem. The people that own it, the stuff, they're not happy about it. They want more money, and that's what it is. They want more money. Because our owner's rich, so but they said they're going to redo it next season. So
it is weird when you sit up in that Brian Clough stand and you can literally see all the way over the other stand into the cricket ground opposite client. You think if they had this stand on the opposite, same at Leeds, isn't it? If they had the big stand on both sides, it'd be incredible, wouldn't it? It'd be a hell of a noise, wouldn't it?
Did anyone go to Man City's old ground, Main Road?
Oh yes, absolute favourite. Yeah,
I don't want to say it was the worst ground, but standing and watching. I went with my mates who was Arsenal fans, and all funny enough, that was my very first Arsenal away game. Standing and watching a game of football, pretty much on a scaffolding site, was a definitely very scary appearance.
Loudmouth, was that when they had because there was a time at Main Road where between the big Kipak stand and the away stand, they did have like a temporary bit. Is that when you're talking about in the late 90s?
Yeah, right in the corner.
Scaffold. Seats. It didn't even feel like you were in the ground, did it? It was like you were tacked on. Yeah, I sat in that as well. But there was something magic about that ground, though, wasn't there?
I just thought it was a bit scary parking your car around there.
Oh, you had to give the kids a fiver, didn't you?
You did.
Make sure your car wasn't going to get marked.
You had to make sure your car was on bricks when you got back.
That still happens at Villa now, doesn't it? There's people. Yeah, there's people. I did it a couple of seasons ago. There's people patrolling, and they give you the look, and you give them a fiver, and you'll be all right, mate. You know.
Yeah. They look after you. Ryan Dunbar says he doesn't like the West Ham Stadium.
No,
I think it's just too far away, isn't it, from the pitch? Because I've
not been. Yeah,
I've not been either, but I just know any stadium where you've got a running track round, you're miles away from the action. You need like binoculars just to be able to see the game. It's not for me at all. I still can't understand why they sold them that stadium. I mean, City, you know, theirs was an athletic stadium, wasn't it, for the European Championships? I think, wasn't it? But they actually dug down and
wasn't it?
Yeah, they took away the running track, didn't they? They went deeper down and put seats in further down, if I remember rightly.
But they've done superb with that because they've like regenerated the whole area.
Yeah, they have
around that because that's not the plush part of Manchester, is it? It's the you know, what's the polite word? The kind of less economically developed area.
Shithole is the word you're looking for.
Yes.
I thought I got away with that one.
Shithole. Okay, here's a question for everybody. What Hull City Vlogs? Hi, Hull City Vlogs. What's our best game, or all of our best game you went to last season? His has to be Swansea at home, 4-4. I mean, that was a cracking game.
I don't know.
I can go, guys. First game of the season I saw was Luton 3, Borough 3. It was on Sky. First time I've been back to Luton and their crazy little stadium in a while. It was just the most championship game you'll ever see. Luton's new record signing keeper threw one in the net. There was a Sombalonga smashed a penalty over the bar door in that one.
Wow.
It was a centre half scored from like 30 yards. It was just mental car crash TV. Typical championship. So I'll go Luton 3, Borough 3.
All right. For me, it was Peterborough this season. Peterborough, they were, they came. We thought we were going to get beat really by Peterborough, and it was an amazing game. We beat them 4-3, if I remember rightly. They came. We just refused to be beaten by Peterborough, and that was a cracking. Probably the best game of the season. Everything else, just forget it. It was not memorable.
They hammered us at Portman Road. Their front three was superb. Dembele, Tony, and Snodix. Really good. Destroyed us.
I think he was injured, Tony, for that game, wasn't he? He was injured for us. He didn't play against us. So it might be a different story, but he's a great player, him, isn't he, Ivan Tony?
I think
it's looking like Brentford for Tony, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is actually.
I think
we've
for me,
actually nicked this kid off Brentford. This young lad we've signed, he was MJ Williams. He was apparently supposed to be signing for Brentford, so I don't know how we've squeeze him away from them, but that's unusual for Blackpool. Anyway, carry on, Ben. Sorry, I've interrupted you twice.
No, sorry, no. I think my best game was either Peterborough away, first game of the season when we beat them 3-1. Again, one of the best teams at home in the league. And in that run, there's a lot of good games in there where we went 12 unbeaten and went to Wickham, and they were like best form. Only lost one home game apart from us, I think. But I'd have to probably go Ipswich away to that. That's when the first time I thought, there's nobody in this league this year for me, and we went into Wickham and unfortunately got hammered really, and we were shite, if I'm honest, in the first leg. And everything they did, they prepared well. They were just brilliant on the night, if I'm honest with you. And it was a mess. We played a lot of players, but at the time I got to go Ipswich away.
Mine's got to be Fulham away. When we beat him 2-1.
Guys, a hell of a goal in that game.
The first goal was, like I said, the first goal was
outstanding goal, yeah.
Yeah, it figures 22, 23 passes. But the whole game was fantastic. Like I said, when we had Samba made his debut, everyone thought we were going to get battered. But then even Samba, fantastic debut, and the whole game was a great performance as well for us. So that's my best game.
I'll go with Fylde away. We won 4-0. The thing is, it felt so deflated in a way. Like we had about 23 fans there. It was a cold night away.
Where is Fylde? I don't even know. Where is it, honestly?
Really?
It's in Kirkham. It's in Kirkham.
It's on the way to Blackpool.
About a mile and a half away from the station.
Christ, big journey then. Sorry, go ahead, lad, Mark.
Yeah, no. I thought he was at the wind-up because of obviously...
No.
Oh, fair enough. But the thing is, though, even though we won 4-0, I've got to give dues to it, and I said it, that Fylde still played football. Even at 4-0 down, they were passing the ball around. They were still trying to go for a goal or win or whatever. Dave Challoner was their manager at the time, and I always liked him and always thought he was a good manager.
Off the long throw-in for Tranmere, yeah?
Well, it's a shame how it kind of ended for him at Fylde. Now Fylde are relegated and he's manager at Hartlepool now. But yeah, Fylde is one that sticks out just because of I couldn't believe we were winning away from home 4-0.
Yeah, wow.
Well, we saw Forest win 4-0, didn't we? I can't think the last time Ipswich won 4-0 away from home. Can I ask Ben a question quickly about James Norwood? This James Norwood thing it's not going away now. He's kind of out of favour at Ipswich, and of course you've got this situation now where any player where the club has invested in salary rather than fee, which is what happened. Norwood was a free from Tranmere, so they've gone heavy on the salary. That player is now a liability with the salary cap. So the story yesterday was Swindon on loan, but we know he's mates with Joey Barton, don't we? So I wonder whether, and that part of the world. But my question to you is, I wonder whether it will happen. And two, the guaranteed Norwood goal then at Portman Road, an awful celebration, whatever he does, whoever he signs for in League One, it's going to happen, isn't it?
100%. But if I'm honest with you, we do need a striker. We've got Ched and Paddy, who are a very good front two. Paddy especially. Ched's good at what he does, and he'll score the odd penalty now and again, but very effective. But we still need defenders, and I'm telling you, we only got one centre half first team, and he's on loan from Liverpool, and he's 19 years old. So I don't think we'll buy him. I think we do get the loan. I don't know how much wages we'll pay, but I think we'll go for Suter instead of Norwood to try and sort the defence out. But I would have Norwood. He's a goal scorer. He's mates with Joey, and he would be coming back to his neck of the woods where he was at Tranmere. So I think that could play a massive part. But with Swindon, he's not moving as far away from it, which you get what I mean. But I think if you Norwood, he's 28, 29 years old now, won't want a loan move and go back to where we're going next. I think he'll want to go somewhere permanently.
Okay.
What are our thoughts on the salary cap, and do you think it creates a gap between the lower league clubs to the Championship? What do we think of the salary cap, guys? Have we got opinions on that?
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird, isn't it? But we voted for it, and the difference between the Championship and League One now, 2.5 million and 20 million, you're going to see a difference. You really are.
Yeah. I think
it's a good thing. It's going to open it up a bit more now.
Yeah.
I don't get how you can do a salary cap in just some divisions and then not all of the divisions, though, because like you said, you could have a situation where, particularly with relegated teams, where, I don't know, imagine Norwich can't sell Buendia, and God knows how much they'll pay him to keep him. Then compared to, like, say, a Wickham going up into that division. And I mean, you're talking about Barnet players on 600 or 700 quid a week. What do you reckon some of the Wickham players are on? There are people in League One, which is obviously one place removed from the Championship, not on. They're not making Sergio Aguero money. Put it that way. They're on normal family sort of salaries. Obviously, more than the average salary, but it's not. It's not mega bucks, and you could get a crazy gap. So who knows? But
it would make it awkward going down. I suppose they're going to have to sort something out. If you're on the Championship and you're playing.
Yeah, there is a kind of lag built into it where it's. Is there? Yeah. There would have to be, wouldn't it? Because
it just wouldn't work, would it? Because you have players on thousands a week, and then you go down into League One if you're relegated. And
imagine someone like Stoke went down. They're going to have players on huge money, aren't they? With Bet365 and with parachute payments.
Of course they are.
So Sunderland, a couple of years back when they went right through. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems typical of Ipswich to manage to be in League One the first year. Down for 1 year, salary cap. There we go. Wrong place, wrong time, yet again.
It is rather unlucky. It is, yeah. You don't.
It'll be interesting because if there is no salary cap in non-league, the likes of Dagenham and Redbridge, who are signing players left, right, and centre, are pretty much like the new Salford now. If you want to be like that, they would have to probably sell some of their players because there's rumours that they've got players on $3,000 a week.
Well, and Lee Bowyer's now said that there'll be, maybe he was referring to, who was it? Dagenham
and Redbridge.
Yeah, so maybe Lee Bowyer's quoted today as saying, we'll have to pay less than, maybe he's talking about Dagenham, be paying less than non-league teams. So, yeah, and then you're going to have a ridiculous situation where players will want to go down to make more money, particularly at the end of their career, well, I'll go and play for Dagenham for twice as much money as I can make on it. What is it in League Two? 1.5 million. I don't know. It's 2.5. Yeah, it's 2.5 and 1.5. So yeah, go off to Salford and Dagenham, and Salford are up now, aren't they? But
when Adam Rooney signed for Salford, though, everyone was doing their nut over it, weren't they? Why has he left Aberdeen to go and sign for a conference side?
I can probably think of about 10,000 reasons a week why he did that.
Exactly that. And it paid off, though, didn't it? That's the thing. But now he's at Solihull now, I think.
Right.
So
yeah.
I don't know that
That's
one's
the
going to
thing
work.
with Salford. They don't sell players on.
Hello, Cape United. I just say hello to him. I actually did an interview with me on his channel. So it's very, very kind of him. Hi, Caden. I did enjoy it. Thank you. Hope it does your channel a lot of good. He's on about 600 subscribers.
Luke.
What's this? Look at Solihull Moors. They've just signed Gleeson. Does anybody know what that? I don't know anything about him.
What, Stephen Gleeson?
I don't know. I don't know.
Think so.
There's a question about Luke. It's from Luke. Do you think that Derby will get points deducted? And how many points?
I've been hearing things today that say that the charge has been made and that they may get away with it. So, I mean, considering how badly have you read the Sheffield Wednesday one? The EFL, it's just, I've read, I mean, look, I can't speak legal speak, but I tried to understand it as best I could. And the EFL just look ridiculous in it. They really, really do. Obviously the issue was stadium sale, which is fine. It's not against the rules, whatever you think of it morally. But essentially the EFL said, right, that's fine. We'll sign off on that. And then 2 years later have come and said, no, that's actually not fine. It needed to go in the other year. So if it was moved from that year, you would have been in breach for these 3 years. And they've done it 2 years after the fact. And, I did a video about it, and there's sort of lots of analogies flying about. I know sometimes it's not actually that helpful to give real life analogies to football because it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. No. But from my reading of it, it was very much to the effect of, officer, have I done anything wrong? No. 3 years later, officer knocks on your door. Oh, by the way, when I said you hadn't done anything wrong, well, you had, and now we're gonna punish you for it. So it was all very confusing. But we'll see. So the Derby one is pertaining to the valuation of Pride Park, isn't it? Being too high. But once again, they did. Whether you think it's right or wrong, the EFL did sign off on that as well. So
Ben, you know what it is? Because I think someone from the EFL works for Derby. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. What I heard, someone who works for Derby works for the EFL. That's how they signed it off. And now all this has happened.
Can you say allegedly on that? We don't want Lee's channel getting taken down.
Allegedly, yeah. Thanks, Benjamin.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly,
thanks for pointing that out, Benjamin. Do appreciate it.
Well,
has anybody heard about this? Hi, everyone. I have heard that players in the National League North are on around 1,000 a week. I haven't heard anything like that. Have you? I would
imagine that there'll be someone making it. The top guys will. Look, there are players in League One getting paid less than you think. Okay, Championship. I mean, we heard the average for the Premier League is £30,000 per week, and you have to then factor in that there are some players in the Premier League that make like 9 million a year and a couple of hundred grand. So that means that there will also be players in the Premier League on £5,000 a week. Young trainees who are waiting for appearances. So, it would stand to reason that there would be players in the Championship, touching the lower amount that Ian is talking about there. But I would defer to Loudmouth on National League wages. But I would have thought that some of the top guys would, maybe after bonuses and things of that nature, would be making that, wouldn't they?
What do you think?
Yeah,
Matthew?
Do you know what? I don't know, because I've just had a little look at the table to see who is in and around the National League North and South. But I don't know. Like you just said, Ben, there might be one guy who's got the money to splash the cash. I can't think of a team off the top of my head to say yes or no. It could be true. Until we actually see a team pulling away, then you can probably put 2 and 2 together and then go, yeah, fair enough, there it is. Or whoever a certain team is sign in. Until we actually start playing some games, I can't pick a team out right now.
Is there a salary cap in non-league, or is it just in the football league?
I think it's just in the football league. The thing is, you hear it. Apparently there was a salary cap in it last season, non-league, but people were saying no, it wasn't. So I'm always sitting on the fence. You hear one thing, you hear another thing, but apparently there isn't, and that's why everyone was like, well, if Dagenham and Redbridge get promoted, if the salary cap stays the same, all their players are either going to have to drop their wages or they're all going to be moving on again. Yeah. So then you're just getting unsettled teams and unsettled players just looking for a paycheck.
Which is not good.
I mean, strictly speaking, there was a salary cap in League One last year related to it was 60% of turnover. But the difference now is the hard salary cap, where so obviously teams like Sunderland, Ipswich, Pompey, Charlton, whoever can draw the biggest attendances would vote for in relation to turnover, whereas the smaller teams who can't compete with that would want the hard one to kind of even it all out. It's what's best for one club is completely different than what's best for the other clubs. And League One is the situation where you have teams like Sunderland, who are basically a lower end team in the same division as AFC Wimbledon, who, you know, and I mean, not to be any disrespect, but they're more a League Two and non-league sized team, aren't they? And you get League One is where those teams meet. It's very rare, other than say Yeovil, Burton, and maybe Wickham this season, that one of those teams makes it all the way up into the Championship. Very, very rare, and it's even rarer. Yeovil did 1 year and Burton did 2. We'll see how Wickham get along. But it's that League One is where you get the best of the really small teams and the worst of the, and I'm including Ipswich in this, the worst of the, and Dora will admit, Leeds have been down there, Forest have been down there, the big clubs that are at their lowest ebb. This is where they all meet in League One. So it's the worst league for the, you know, the disparity between an AFC Wimbledon and a Sunderland, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. You seem to get like worse in the last few years, hasn't it? Like Sunderland have stayed down here, Portsmouth have stayed down here. That's just like the last 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? You go back to the salary cap before. I looked at Fylde. They signed Chris Neal, ex-League One. They signed David Perkins. They signed Ben Tollitt today, who used to be at Macclesfield last year, in at Portsmouth. So they must be spending a little bit of like money down there. I know they said the maximum they pay is £1,000 a week, but I bet they're one of the highest earners in the National League, / the National League North.
We can, guys, just to ask you, Hull City Vlogs. A vlogger from Hull says if you want us to come on and talk about Hull and football in general, just let me know. We could invite him in and find out his opinion on it from Hull City's point of view. Would we like to invite him in? I don't know.
I've got to ask a question. You know, at this moment in time, who do you think is a favourite to win the Championship?
Are you asking me or
Sunderland are favourites? Championship.
The Championship, I'd make. Well, and I'll put this question back to all you, because Hugill has gone into Norwich today as well.
That's he's a good signing.
I think he's exactly what they need. I think they need a big lump up front, different type of way of playing. And I think people forget sometimes that the Championship isn't the Premier League. And sometimes if you have a very, like Jake Cooper for Millwall, if you have a very big player who is decent with his feet in the Championship, they do it less so in the Premier League. They just get rings run around them, don't they? But I think Hugo was a good signing. So I'd much as it pains me, I'd go with right now. With the window still open, Lee. I'd say Norwich ahead of everybody else. That can change after 3 weeks of the season, but I think Hugo, that's a good deal. Hugo.
They just can't make that step up, Norwich, can they? They just cannot make that step up into the Premier League and stay up there. They come down.
Right now, I think Norwich will win the league because, they brought in they bring in down in from Everton. They brought in Dow from Everton. They brought two more players as well.
Oliver Skip
as well from Spurs. So right now,
I think Hugel's a very good sign. He never got his chance at West Ham. He was hit and miss. I think he got to Middlesbrough. But again, was it 13 league goals in 36 games? And again, I think probably with Hugel, it'll be good this year to get him out of the league. But I don't think he can make the step up. I think like Pookie, I think he's a good championship striker, a bit like Dwight Gale has been known from the past. They've only got a couple of players. They've got Cantwell, who can probably make the step higher. Buendia, good player as well, but they've just not got enough quality around for the next step. For the championship, they've got the best side in the league, in my opinion, right now. But even if they went up with that Premier League, they'll have to invest a bit more than they did the start of last year.
I'm saying the question now, Downey wasn't great for Derby, but I think he's come to a team with good players in the championship.
Yeah, it didn't fit. Luke is right with that comment. It didn't fit in Derby, but very good. He was good for Forest, wasn't he? Good for.
He wasn't that great.
United.
I saw him. Maybe it's the one game we beat you 4-2, and he scored a beautiful free kick. Do you remember that game, Dor?
What game was that?
When Warburton was manager, we beat you 4-2. It's one of those really weird ones where you had about 3.5 on the XG, and we had 0.8, and we won 4-2 somehow.
Pullman Road.
Yeah, Mancien made a big mistake.
Yeah,
I think Waghorn nicked it off him and scored.
So moving on a little bit more on the championship, Corey Hansford's now asking the question: who do we all tip for the top 6 in the championship? Any ideas on that? The top 6. So
Norwich,
we're
Bournemouth, Watford,
Forest
will be up there.
Forest, Swansea, Millwall.
Brentford.
I think Derby will improve as well.
No, Ben.
Brentford will improve.
Listen, I'm not saying because of the Derby. I think they brought in one player. They brought in Lee Marshall from Wigan.
David Marshall, the keeper. It's not always about recruitment though, Dor. Especially when you've got 3 or 4 young players who have been blooded one season. Who I think all of those young players will improve at Derby as well, and they're in year 2. I'm not saying they'll finish playoffs, but they'll improve for sure.
Yeah, I think it was Selby that number 10. I know they got Rooney.
Sibley.
Yeah, Sibley. I know they got Rooney, blah blah. But he's a good player.
Excellent player. Yeah.
Like they've got Chris Martin. He left. I knew he was leaving anyway because my friend Craig, who does his hair, and he wasn't signing the contract, so I knew he was going.
Is he going to MK? Is he, Nappers?
A rumour, yeah. My mate said he watched it.
Russ, that makes sense because Russ Martin's manager there, isn't he? Played with him at Norwich, I guess, many years ago.
Yeah, there's some good players in League One this year. Another championship has come down. You might know him, Ben. Mark Duffy, Sheffield United, plays like number 10. And I tell you something,
lovely.
He was only on for 15 minutes, but you could see the difference. And as a player, if I could describe him, he doesn't score a lot of goals. But you know when he's on the pitch and when he's not on the pitch. And with Paul Cooch, he's played with him and he's played with Chad. And we like to get a lot of Sheffield United players, but he seems a really good player.
He's an excellent player. Don't expect him to do any more than 50 or 60 minutes a game, and don't expect him to do any defending. But he's a very skillful, tidy player.
We've got Coots, we've got Whelan, we've got Rossiter for all that, and I've said we just need that player that. Rossiter, and that's what the good thing was. Rossiter and Coote did Dempsey's running. They did Dempsey's defending for him. Dempsey could go on his wanders, and so could Danny Andrew, and that's how he got so much success at the start of the year until Rossiter and Coote kind of got a few injuries in them.
Any thoughts on the knob enders for the championship? Some of the Blackpool fans asking, how do you think North End are going to go on?
I think it's going to. Gets harder for them each year, Lee. I had a look at them, and they don't go all in on the recruitment. They recruit really well, but it's always sort of one sale and then a couple of players in, and they might have to go all in at some point on that. There's a couple of good points in the comments there. We missed Cardiff, and then obviously anywhere Warnock is in the second tier is a threat, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is the one on Cardiff? Sorry, that I've missed.
Corey there. Love, none of you said Cardiff. That's a fair point. They were fifth in the end, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. They're always up there, aren't they?
Neil Warnock in his 75, 76. I think he'll get top 6.
I think he'll be top 10.
I think he always does well. Wherever he goes in the championship, he always does well.
Yeah, he's
got
superb manager over many years. Yeah,
a decent player like he's got Britt. I know that that Burnley centre back. He wants to go to Middlesbrough.
Gibson.
Yeah, he wants to go to Middlesbrough.
He's a weird one. He's a weird one because he went for Middlesbrough, and a lot of people, like a lot of players from like Middlesbrough, seem to always like kind of miss home and obviously love that part of the world. And he's just not settled, has he? He played a couple of Europa League games, but
Steve Gibson's nephew, yeah.
Pardon?
He's Steve Gibson's nephew, isn't he? The owner at Middlesbrough. Yeah. I think I'm right about that. Someone will tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, won't they?
I think they want to do a swap deal with you, though. They want to do a swap deal. I think it's like a left.
Basically, right, this is what happened, mate. Because Ian Woan and Dyche, they came to Nottingham to talk about Worrell, and they wanted to do the swap deal with Ben Gibson. I know there was talking, and then they thought, because Ben Gibson, he's not in their plans. Do the swap plus money, but
that wouldn't be a terrible deal. I don't think you don't like the sound of it.
No, I think it'd be a great deal because Ben Gibson, he's like a straight replacement for Wolves and a leader, and that's what Forest lacking. Ben Watson, he's left. I think he's going to QPR now, and being Ben Gibson at the back to command that defence, I think he'd be a fantastic sign for Forest.
He can also play left back as well, which is very important. I'd like going back onto the championship. We had a player, Ben will know, again at Preston, Ben Davies, left-footed, centre half, brilliant on the ball, one of the best centre halves in the championship. Put him on loan, and with a defender being left-footed, it adds so much versatility.
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
because you can play a back. When we got Gibson, it changed everything. Gibson was the best signing of the summer we made. Right, left-footed, we could go to a back three. Super goes in the middle. Conley can go at the right side, or Louis Coyle can go there, and we play Burns wing back. It was kind of a weird function, but Ben Davies coming under Rosa played left-footed, and ever since then, he's been in the Preston side. And him and I think it was Patrick Bauer now or Jordan Story, they play alongside each other. And I think if you got Gibson, though, I think it'd be a very good signing for you because it could add the option where you go into a back three as well with Cash back.
I don't know if you guys agree, but I'm kind of hypothesizing about left-footed centre-backs. It just strikes me that if you're in any way a good footballer with a left foot, you get put wide left midfield or wide. You just never see left-footed centre-backs, and like every team wants to get one to.
Yeah, you should have a left. It would be good to have a left-sided centre-back, wouldn't it? Really, right and left, it would make it more.
But they're rare, aren't they? Do you know?
Yeah,
what
they
I
are
mean?
rare.
They're hard to get hold of. Whereas there's, 1,000 right-footed centre halves, aren't they? But everyone always struggles to get the left footer in the in the back there.
Yeah, Forest he's left-footed. He can play left back. He can play centre as well. So I think being Ben Gibson in there, it'd be a fantastic sign for us.
We could do with some non-league questions for Matt down there. If anybody's from not,
I've never seen him so quiet.
Boys, I'll pitch in whenever, but I like people getting their opinion across and letting them have their piece, and then I can jump in. But by all means, questions or any kind of questions, we're all here. We all love football. We've all got a range of knowledge of every kind of aspect and league. So by all means, any questions.
Well, I think you've got some rage there, actually, Matthew. I think we have all got a rage about football.
Well, yeah.
If I may, gentlemen, I'm going to tap out now and say thank you very much, and I'll see you all next week. See you all. Thank you, everybody, for getting in the comments, and speak to you all soon. Yeah.
Cheers, Benjamin. Great to have you on. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
There we go, guys. Benjamin Bloom. Somebody said, "Is that Tarzan?" I think may have been referring to Benjamin Bloom at that stage. I don't know. Was it with his hair? Let's have a look what we got here.
Bits on here. Spurs fan.
There's a lot of black. There's a lot of black.
Boys, look who's joined. Look who has joined. Who's just put up the Barnet? Does anyone recognise that name?
Yep. Sam Chipek, good YouTuber.
Sam Chipek, is he good?
Smooth
he's
vlogger,
rubbish.
very good.
No, he's
Yeah.
rubbish.
I recommend.
We can invite him
recommend
in
you
if
go
you
and check
want,
out-
lads. We can invite him in. We've got a space there with Benjamin
Don't invite him
Bloomfield.
in. He's-
Don't
he's
invite him
rubbish.
in.
recommend
No, that's cool. Get him in. Get him in if he wants to. If he wants to have a chat.
Well,
everyone in
Sam,
the comments. I recommend you go and see how rubbish his channel is. Just check how rubbish he is, you know. Yeah, get him on.
well, Sam, just post in the comments if you'd like a link, and we can bring you into the show if you are able to do that.
He's on Onsiders.
He's what? Sorry.
He's with the Onsiders.
Oh, does he?
Podcast.
Okay. All right. Well, just post up in the comments. Sam, if you want to be on, just let us know. It's not required yet.
Let me ask a question. Like I was saying, Ben, right now, I said no to win the league in championship. Where do you think your club right now? Where do you think your clubs will finish in the league?
I'm going for top of the league.
Wow.
How many points clear by?
I reckon this could be the biggest points haul in the history of the of League One. Actually, I'm going for 102 points to Blackpool.
Oi, that's a statement and a half. That one.
We're gonna smash it this year. We're gonna smash it. We just smashed Everton. Smashed them 3-3. But anyway, we did have to play them off the park. So if we can beat Everton, and a full strength Everton team at that, I will say. So yeah, I'm very confident for Blackpool this year. Very confident.
That's a weird one. If we just quickly talk, I know we don't want to talk about the Premiership, but Ancelotti, I've got a lot of respect for the bloke for what he has done in the game.
Yeah.
I think he will struggle with Everton, though. They're just one of those teams that just don't seem to kickstart no matter who they get in or who they sign or whatnot. I think
they never go down. They never go down. They're always good enough.
It's not about going down late. They want to be. They're a mid-table team who's splashed probably what I think they've got. Their team costs more than Bayern Munich's. Their team costs about 150, 200 million quid. Bayern Munich's only costing. I think if you're an Everton fan, you're mid-table side. You've got to start thinking about trophies in any form. And the Ancelotti, it's a bit like Mourinho at Spurs. He hasn't come in to finish 10th, 9th in the league. He's come in either to get in Europa League or try and push for the top four. I know a few years ago they were pushing, but I don't think they'll ever get into the top four, if I'm honest with you. But they need to win an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup before he's successful at Everton if he's going to spend that amount of money.
Confidence for Nick Muller. Ipswich will get 103 points to pip us to the title. That would just be it. I've never seen Blackpool win a title of any league, by the way. It's in my lifetime. So they never have. They've never won. They've actually never won a title. So it's got to happen some year. It's got to happen some year.
Well, the
what?
Where's Sharky today? Where's Newcastle fan? Sharky.
Oh yeah, I don't know where he is. He's
done one episode. Bullied him off.
That's your fault. That was Loudmouth's fault. This is your fault.
Ben Calls is saying, "Oh, Rotherham's staying up." Well, I hope they do stay up because I don't want to go. No, actually, they could come down because we're going up, and then I don't have to go to Rotherham again because it was awful. It was the worst away day, as you'll see in our away days video. It was Rotherham, terrible.
Do you know
It was awful, honestly. The stewards were just absolutely miserable. The whole thing. Jane was walking in the ground at the start. There was a dog. She always likes to pet a dog. They're like, don't pet the dog. And it was like going to Stalag 19 or everything. Even when you're going for like a halftime brew, it was miserable. Honestly, the most miserable stewards, the most miserable day. Oh, it was awful. Stadium's all right though, but
saying that, Lee, when Barnet played Blackpool, we drew 2-2. I think your stewards, well, because we only had about 10 fans in the ground. Your stewards are probably the nicest I've ever had at a ground, actually.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
They were so nice and welcoming. But literally, as soon as I walked in, they went, sit where you like. You know what I mean? So they've got
that's all right, isn't it? It's weird, though, because you go to Doncaster Rovers and they're really friendly and dead nice. And yet, when you go to Rotherham, it's just, and more or less, they're not very far apart, are they? The two clubs are not too far away in Yorkshire, and just Rotherham wasn't very nice. Somebody saying,
I don't think it's a case of Dor dislikes the offsiders. I think there's probably one or two on there he dislikes as content creators more than the whole aspect of it.
I can agree with you there, though. I'm like,
Let me say the joke.
I think that may be aimed at you, that.
I'll get in trouble.
Was it aimed at me?
I don't know. The beast from the chase.
I'll take that as a compliment all day long. I wish I was the size of him.
Oh, so what have we got in the comments here?
But offsiders.
Somebody says I've got to get Jane on, but Jane is out with her friend. She's gone for an Indian meal tonight. She's on a night out.
I'm getting in trouble. That's me.
I know I thought the Offsiders. I've seen a couple of their shows, like Sam Chippick jumping in here as well. So I just kind of find some of them a little bit boring. You know who? I think there's at least one of them who is so far up his own arse he thinks his own shit don't stink. So
100%. We all know you're on about some, so we don't need to name names, but we all know.
That's me.
Well, they're doing all right, aren't they? Are they doing all right? They got
doing Offsiders rankings here right now.
an Offsiders ranking tier.
No.
Is this the four?
Second Sam Chippeck, third Sam Chippeck, fourth Sam Chippeck, fifth Sam Chippeck, sixth the True Fox. Good night.
I'll say something about what they're doing. I understand it. I get what they're doing, but it's just. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because
again, you can't start if you're not going to finish, mate. How do you think the woman feels?
That's what his team did for the playoff hunt this year. They finished it started and finished right at the end as they meant to start to get into it.
No, I just yeah. I think we spoke about it in last week's podcast. Like one of them said something about me, and yeah, I didn't like it. And
it's a bit normal. I didn't get any of that, Door, to be honest.
I like that good thing because he does Ipswich. He does Ipswich content, and that's
the boring one.
No. I like.
We're talking about Alec.
He does. I like where he does. Like he does Ipswich content. Chippex, he does Spurs as well. He does Spurs. It's just some of them.
What's the problem with the show then? Because I must admit, I've kind of watched it once and didn't really like it.
It's very much like what the Sidemen do, which in a way, I think with a more aspect of football. Right. Why no football is going on at the moment? Premier League per se, obviously the content is a little bit difficult for everyone. I just feel like personally, a lot of it is play up acting for views and cants more than just.
You don't need that. That's that. You just want to be yourself and just be. It's a bit like we've already criticised, haven't we, about the screaming for Bayern Munich goals and all that sort of stuff. It's just that doesn't rub with me, but it obviously reresonates with a lot more people on YouTube, and they like that sort of stuff. But it's not for me, guys.
Why? Like,
I know why. Well, that's the thing. That is the question, isn't it? Post in the comments below why. Do you like? I mean, anybody watching this? Do you like this when if you watch some of these YouTubers that are just obviously totally fake and acting stupidly, daft reactions to goals and stuff? Do you enjoy it? This is another one here. Arsenal Fan TV. Do we like them? I mean, they're massive, aren't they?
Arsenal Fan TV, right? There was a first platform to do it. That's how I think everyone's on it. But I understand why they're doing it. But
yeah,
I think they're only big because of Arsenal.
Yeah, sure. They are one of the big, they are one of the biggest YouTube channels. Yeah, and I've watched it sometimes. It's just so poor. Some of it's decent quality, but a lot of it's very poor quality. And yet I watch the guy from Newcastle whose name's just gone completely out of me. Oh, the True Geordie, and his stuff is just. He's always been true to himself. He's always effed and blinded, on camera. But he's the quality of his production now. It's like Sky Sports, you know what I mean? It's so good. And yet Arsenal Fan TV with all that money, all those millions of subscribers, and to me it looks cheap half the time, and they don't like to spend any money on it. And it's just all.
TV, it's the same old people over and over again. If they got different people on there, it'll be good. But
yeah.
But they did though, didn't they? Because they got criticised for having the same people on week in, week out, and now Arsenal Fan TV have broadened it. You have to give them that. They have let other fans come on and have their say. But the problem is, if these other fans that come on and they don't know what they're talking about, or they wasn't very good in front of camera, you're not then going to give that person another chance, because ultimately Arsenal Fan TV are there to make money, and they only want to give you. So the likes of DT, Troops, Lee, Turkish. I'm just thinking of who all of them that I can remember. I mean, I'm not an avid watcher of them. Obviously, I'll watch them when Arsenal lose because it's just comedy gold. I'm not going to lie; it's just absolutely fantastic.
You know what? I like Troops. You know what? Let me put that there. I like Troops. You know, when with his, not with Arsenal Fan TV, with his own channel, like he's real. But when he goes on Arsenal Fan TV, I think sometimes he can't be real. But channel. He's different. So go on a big platform, like say with DT, you got Turkish. Sometimes, like when I watch the live stream, it's not real. I think it's
DT and Troops get more views. Somebody's saying that's the reason why. They get more views. Is that right? I mean, obviously, if they're box office gold, then they'll be on. So what do they do? DT. I never actually watch Arsenal Fan TV.
DT, he the way he goes on Arsenal Fan TV and he's angry. He's really, really angry. And
right, he's really angry. Yeah.
And this is how he gets the views. He gets the views. And all
that. When DT used to do his vlogs, I must admit, I watched one or two when he first started doing them. I thought they were shit. It seemed like he couldn't read a game of football. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. But when you watch him on Arsenal Fan TV and he's being interviewed, he comes across as probably one of the best people to read a game of football. So I don't know if someone's fed him information and he's just a sponge. He's soaked it all up and he's just reading from a script. But if you watch when he did do them, it's like Doors just saying regarding Troops, it was two different people. That's why I'm like, I can't get my head around this person. I can't buy into him.
100% what you're saying. 5%. It's just like I said, there's so many people on.
We're really losing you, Dor, at the moment. You're breaking up like something. I don't know why, whether it's your connection or something, but it's like your connection. I don't know, but we're getting half a word. Are you getting the same thing, guys? I'm just breaking up all the time. Yeah, you really are. You're like a Dalek. I don't know why that is. You want to maybe put that thing back in your headpiece back in maybe now. Maybe try it back in to see if it's any better. We've got rid of the children that were making lots of noise. One for you there. Who is going to win the National League this year, boys? We've done the Championship League 1 and 2. Do we know anything about the National?
Oh, mate, I'd love to say Barnet. I want to sit on the fence right now until we've actually signed some players. You can't at the moment look past Dagenham and Redbridge because of the players who they've signed, and half of them just come from us and the money they're spending. Again, if I'm going to throw it out now, Dagenham and Redbridge are going to be in and around it. There's Boreham Woods again. They're always in and around it. Stockport might be there. Yeovil, who made the playoffs. Halifax Town. So it's going to be it's going to be another tough season. And if we don't get it right very soon, i.e., this season or next season, I can see us doing a Wrexham. And Wrexham have been down for 11 years now, maybe 12 coming into this season. That's a massive thing for a club like Wrexham. Because like I said, my old man was Arsenal born and bred. Wrexham knocked Arsenal out the cup. I remember him telling me about it.
Yeah.
He was devastated over it. And now look at Wrexham. It's just one of those things.
Falling on bad times. It's a nice away day. Jamie the Light's going to Wrexham. She likes it.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah, on the train going to Wrexham, it's probably it's a really nice away day. And they've got a nice, good stand, grand, and everything. It's probably one of the nicer ones to go to, Wrexham, compared to some dives that I've been to and go into this season.
Oh, Notts County, somebody's saying. What about them? Have they got a chance this year?
Absolutely love Notts County. A fantastic stadium, really nice area, really nice people, and anything that has Hooters in their city gets a fun. Similar as that, lads.
You know, I live across the road from Notts County.
I remember you saying, mate. Next time, if Barnet and Notts County are allowed to have fans,
Get your headphone in, Door. We're still breaking up really bad. Really bad.
I can't.
People keep commenting on your haircut, Ben. It's you've had a real number one all over, have you? There.
Well, I went in and I went in for the same thing, and last time I was looking in the mirror and I thought, fresh, yeah, this doesn't look good for a video. And then I looked at this one and I thought, I paid 10 quid to look like a fat potato for 6 weeks. So I'm sitting here.
There have been a few stick comments coming in. I've kind of avoided them somebody said, "Is that Shmuel?" I don't know who Shmuel is.
That's meant to be Schmeagol, is it?
Schmeagol, is it?
Schmeagol.
I don't know, maybe he's Schmeagol, but this is Ben from Cod's Vlogs. He's a Fleetwood Town vlogger. He's got something like 5.3 thousand subscribers, so he's almost bigger than the three of us put together, isn't he? I think he's got massive following. So if you haven't subscribed to him, it's called Cod's Vlogs, and it's a Fleetwood Town. And to have 5,300 followers when you follow Fleetwood is phenomenal, because they don't even get 5,300 fans, do you? So it's an amazing amount of. And he's also, not only that, he's a finalist in the Football Contents Awards for Young Football Content Creator of the Year. So,
Lee,
to be fair,
in fact, we're all in the Football Content Awards, aren't we?
Am I still lagging?
It's still the same, mate.
It's just cutting out. It's cutting out all the time. I don't know whether you want to go off and come back in. Do you want to try and to connect again? It's almost like your Wi-Fi's breaking up. That's all. So we're not getting it.
And come back in, Door. It might refresh it, mate.
Okay.
try drop out and come back in about.
Right. Let's get rid of him and let's get rid of him. We won't let him back in. Yeah, we will. Just sign off and we'll let you back in. Just sign back in.
To be fair, what you said about nearly the attendance, I've just worked it out. I think I'm something like 65 away from the ground capacity at Fleetwood.
Yeah, which is phenomenal. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. Door's just coming back. Just let me let him back in. I think he's
put that comment up, please, Lee.
Sorry, yeah.
Put that comment up, please.
Which one?
The latest one by James.
Oh yeah. Yes, this is for. I'm surprised Door has less subs than Ben because of the club
I'm just
size.
going to sit here and watch this explode now.
What? Thank you.
So let battle begin. So how come a little team like Fleetwood have got more subscribers than a massive club like Nottingham Forest?
Barely after your comment last year about that, I want to have more subs than that little brat from Fleetwood. You said
I didn't call you a brat, did I? I just said that kid from Fleetwood. I said, did I?
Well, what was the one who told me, and that's how I subbed to your channel when you had about 700 subscribers.
Have you seen the comment? Did I say brat?
I've never heard it, but he told me.
Lee, if you call him a brat, it's okay. He is a brat.
I didn't call him a brat. I just said there's some kid. There's some kid at Fleetwood got 3,500 subscribers. I said, I've got to get past him, is what I said. My first goal is to get... No, I think the quote was something like, first I've got to get past Ben at Fleetwood at 3,500, and then I've got to go for Britney Spears, get past her. I think that was my comment. Something like that it was. That was my next goal.
Mate, don't worry. You will.
I just wanted to get past you. I'm determined to. Subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to God's Vlogs, by the way, guys.
No. Subscribe to Door on Tour.
Yeah, Door on Tour as well. He needs all the subscribers he can get. He follows a big club and he hasn't got more subscribers than Little Fleetwood. So you need to sub to Door.
To be fair, we give Door crap, but
Matthew's doing really well.
Door's got, I think, 5,000 at least subscribers less than you should have. I've said the same about you. I said the same about you, obviously, in my video about how good you were and how different and how honest you both were, Matt and you. But to be fair to Door, he works hard, and especially the last 3-4 weeks, his content's been unreal. So there you go. There you go. Nice comments about you.
Also, for anybody who doesn't know, we've got Matthew down in the bottom. He's Loudmouth BFC, which is he's a Barnet fan, and honestly, he is He's one of the funniest football vloggers on.
Peter K.
You have to subscribe to his channel. He's honestly, we're not worthy. He's editing everything. I watched your latest video. Your latest video just had me in tears. It had both me and Jane in tears. It's so funny, man. You should be on TV or something.
I sent that video to my mates. I sent that video to my mates, and they were laughing their head off. It's like, who the fuck's that? I was like, sorry for my language. He's a bonnet fan. I was like, he is funny as hell.
It's just incredible. That last video, Matthew, honestly, it is superb. It's superb. And the bit about the guy, who was he? He doesn't. What was the comment now about?
He doesn't conform to the status quo. He
just dresses like status quo.
No, but honestly, lads, look, I appreciate every single football vlogger out there who we may know, we may not know of. Every single one of us, we work hard to find some fantastic content to bring to anyone that's willing to watch us week in, week out. I'm surprised people are willing to waste their time watching me. Surely they've got something better to do. Really, they must have. But I said we all work hard, and I just appreciate any support that I get. So thank you very much.
If you're watching this and you haven't yet checked out Loudmouth BFC, you have to. Honestly, you have to. He has to be the funniest football blogger.
You know,
he's unbelievable. Somebody's just asking the question: Are Jane and I going out together? Yes, we are. We met basically because I started this YouTube channel and. Jane was a blogger for Blackpool, and we were both posting on boards. And somebody said, "Why don't you interview her?" Because she does the fanzine. So she came up to Blackpool from the Midlands, and I interviewed her. We got on like a house on fire. We were actually getting on quite well before she came up because we were texting each other, obviously about her coming up to do the interview. And since then, it's just been fantastic. And yeah, we now live together and everything. So it's all. Due to the fact that I did a football vlog, which is amazing, and she is funny. Wonderful.
It's funny, it's funny. You know, like when you do vlogging, and like I said, it's fun and we enjoy it, and things things come out of nowhere. Like I said, when I've been doing it for like 2.5 years, and the things that I've come, it's been crazy. Like when I went to Olympiacos, went to West Forest, they messaged me a day before, and I thought to myself, the message in me, they want to speak to me, and no other Forest fan. And like I said, it's mad. Like I've been on Sky Sports, I've been on BBC, and that's just a bonus. That's a bonus. Everything that comes up to me, it's a bonus. And yes. People say Match Day Max, he's bigger than me, but I don't care.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's bigger or what. It's just a
passion. Like
you have to be passionate about it though, because it's hard work. It's funny when the lockdown happened, Forest played Derby, BBC messaged me. And I think to myself, why are they messaging me? Yeah, I do the vlogging, I'm blah blah this and that, but I think it's just a bonus for me, and I'm enjoying it, and that's what I think all vloggers should do. Should enjoy it. Like I do Forest content, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do no premiership. I'm not going to do no other foreign. I'm not going to do a live stream because yesterday, what I was annoyed. Yesterday it was a Champions League final, and I saw so many YouTubers doing Champions League final. Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. I'm like, why? No, I'm not a fan of it. But, no. I've been invited up to Rangers to see Ryan Dunbar, who comes on the channel all the time. He's always there, and he's a disabled fan at Rangers, and he's invited us up, to see a game for Rangers. I've never been to obviously a Rangers Celtic derby. I'd love to. It's one of those things I'd just like to go to. So we're probably going to do that one. England games, we'll definitely do those because
I want to do an England game. I think I would love to do an England game.
I'm as crazy mad about England as I am about, well, I'm not as mad as Blackpool, but obviously I'm mad England. And honestly, this last World Cup where we didn't win, I still don't think I've got over that Croatia game, to be honest. It really hurt me bad because I thought I'm never going to see this, in my lifetime. We're never going to blooming win this World Cup, and it just annoys me. Somebody was saying, how did they contact you, Dor?
Who's that?
I think that's probably he's probably referring to Sky Sports and all that.
No, basically,
Did he email you?
Basically, right. This how it started. I don't know if you lot know him. It's the Brentford. It's a Brentford YouTube. No, it's not Brentford. Something. Forrest playing Brentford interviewed him, and about 3 or 4 weeks later, he messaged me and said, "Ben, do you want to work for Sky? Do you want to do some few bits for Sky Sports?"
Yeah, amazing.
I thought,
definitely.
Wow. And then I was doing it for the whole season. After
Did they not promote your channel for you then when you were on Sky Sports?
Well,
get a chance?
They've done some of it, to be fair. They've done David Prutton, I think Forrest was playing Millwall, and he said...
Ben's laughing. What's come up in the comments?
What's funny?
I just got a message. Doesn't matter. I just got a message on the joke. So
something. Yeah.
Ben, tell us you can't hide that, Ben.
I'm not being funny. If Becky's got read out, leave channel, gone, goodbye. So I'll say it after this live stream.
Yeah, make sure we're not live. We'll do it when it's just us.
Cape United is just posted about content creators making content on other teams. I actually just quickly did an interview with him in the week, and one of the things I was actually saying on the interview, because he asked me who sort of like influenced me to be a YouTuber, and I had to say it was Casey Neistat. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's like one of the biggest. He actually started it all off really in America, and he did a thing where I know for about 7 years he did a vlog every day, but his productions are amazing. He did come from TV. He did have a TV show, but I watched a video of his where he was talking at a conference, and he just said to people that if you fancy, doing a YouTube channel, just start one, because you never know where it's going to take you. You never know what's going to happen. And when I went down to clean the seats at Bloomfield Road, I never thought I'd be vlogging for Blackpool. Never thought I'd meet Jane. I never thought I'd be going to the Football Content Creators Awards. It just none of that was even in my mind. I just went to clean some seats, and you're all probably the same. You start out these things and you don't really know where it's going, and you don't know where it's going to take you. But my advice to anybody who's wanting to start something, just start it and see where it goes. And if you want to do a channel, just do it. And you never know. And you won't know until you try. I mean, you'd have never thought you were going to get on Sky, would you? And be
what?
It's incredible.
Like I said, be on Sky, it's BBC. But
maybe they thought you a bit like Chris Kamara, did they?
Don't. You know how many times people call me that, Chris Kamara?
I mean, you have a look at Chris Kamara, don't you? So it's
I'm better looking.
Do.
I'm better.
Well, yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. But
Billy the Bay. Sorry, go on, Dor. I just wanted to mention about you obviously going through YouTube, and it's been difficult at times, but especially the last 2 years, obviously I've been on Sky like Door. Like he's called Billy the Bee, I think he's called. He messed on WhatsApp.
That's it. Billy the Bee.
Even though he did make about 9 different clips just in case, and stressed me out the whole day, which, by the way, was the most stressful thing I've ever done. But to be on Sky, that was a fantastic achievement.
Ben, Billy the Bee, right? He messaged me. I think what game was it? I don't know what game it was. I done a video for him, and he kept saying to me, "Ben, redo it. Ben, redo it. Ben, redo it." I had to do it like 25 times.
Yeah,
25 times. This how this what Sky. If Sky do Messenger, they'll tell
Say
you
no. Say no.
Redo it. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But it is good though. To be fair, like I said, it's just an amazing experience. When I first started, I thought to myself, you know what, I'll give it a go.
So did you do it at home, or did you have to go into? Sky?
I did mine
how did it
at home.
work? Right. Okay.
I did mine. Sometimes I do it outside the ground. I do it at home. Anywhere, because like I said, I live 5 minutes away from the forest ground, so I'm lucky enough I can go to forest ground and do all my recordings outside. So I'm lucky enough. I'm privileged. Forest let me do a few stuff outside the ground as well. So,
that's good.
But being a YouTuber, it's just like it's amazing. Everything it's amazing. Vlogging is good. Everything else is just a bonus. So
well, they're saying, aren't they? They're saying the smart clubs now are starting to get really into the, they're starting to welcome the football vloggers in and work with them because they know it obviously brings them lots of, we bring them in seasons ticket sales, don't we? At the end of the day, none of us are really too critical of our clubs.
You know what it's right. I think what is love laughing? What is he laughing at?
Lee just said we're critical of our clubs.
Oh what?
Lee just said we're not too critical of our clubs. We help promote the club and help sales.
I do. I try my best to put a positive spin on things, but then again, I do moan some.
No, I'm on about me, mate.
You don't at all, do you? You're just a
I'm on a string thread of being banned near enough each week, so
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, I'm forgetting you're on the show, Matt.
I think to be
yes,
fair,
Matt is a little bit controversial with Barnet. They don't particularly like you at Barnet, but anyway, you've got. I mean, for a non-league channel, you're on 2,300 subscribers or something. You're now. Which is,
I'll be honest, I don't know off the top of my head, but like I said, I appreciate anyone that does watch and subscribe and everything. And
you can watch it even if you're not a Barnet fan, to be honest, because it's just quality, isn't it? People are asking about Reese, why he's not on. He's just
can I explain about Reese? Let me explain about Reese.
The comments are getting really annoying.
What?
The comments are just getting really annoying. It's every comment.
They're starting to.
Let me speak about Reese, okay? Reese is a good lad, but he's popular on Twitter, and sometimes when you're young, you're going to do things, and people will dig up stuff from before he was a YouTuber, and that's what people's done. They've put stuff online, and it is what it is.
I think for now, just while until they sort out, the problems that there are, we'll welcome him back when all that's sorted out, won't we? But for now, we don't want these.
They're not going to end.
Lee, it'll never end. It'll never end.
Probably won't. Well, if they never do, then obviously we're not going to have him in on the show because all we keep getting is nasty messages about it all, and it's not really worth it for us. So
the thing with Reese, right? Like I said, the thing with Reese is he's a good lad, and he's got potential.
He does add something to the channel.
He has got, the thing with Reese, he's got something. He's got something that no one has. Because like I said, he's from Wales. He does. I watch his vlog all the time, and he does talk sense about his club. He's going to be, regardless, like all four of us, like someone who hates us, they're going to bring us down one way or the other. So I think with Reese, me personally, I don't know what you think. I think we should bring him on, but you've got to protect your channel. I think that's the most important.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the thing is, we need to get, we're trying to get this channel off the ground, and we're trying to bring you good content, and we don't want, the chat littered with stuff personal. It's not. It's just not what we need on, and people were tweeting me and messaging me, and atting me on things. I just don't want to be atted in on because it's not.
Lee, the best thing about it is, Lee, just ignore it because, like I said, Reese, like I said, he's a young lad.
Sure. I've no problem with him at all. I have no problem with him.
People like
good for the show. That's
people are going to throw him under the bus.
Yeah,
because I think he's good. I'm not saying it because he's my friend.
Well, they're just jealous as well, of course.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's just jealousy, and that's the way he's popular. He's just popular on YouTube. He's popular on Twitter, and he's got a voice. And I think that's what it is. He's just got a voice, and people love him, and people will hate him, and that's what all YouTubers like this.
Here's a question from Katie Nash. She says, do you think eventually all clubs won't let vloggers film the pitch? Now, this is it's a funny one, isn't it? We went to Rotherham and they just didn't want us to film anything really. We were even trying to film some, to show the disabled facilities, and they just didn't want anything. But most clubs kind of welcome you. I mean, you're not really filming the game, and if I'm being honest, and I don't know if you're the same, but if I try and film the game, it kind of spoils the game for me because I'm trying to film the game and I'm not, and I'm with the boys and they're trying to talk to me and I'm trying to film and I'm just thinking, God, what am I doing here? And it gets hard work filming the game, not on a tripod and holding it, trying to hold your camera still all the way and all that sort of stuff. So for me, I like to do the interviews and I like to, get fans' opinions at half time. But if you don't have any football content in it at all, it's pretty pointless. So you have to have some football in there, or else it's not really a vlog. So it all depends on how the football clubs go with the vloggers. As long as vloggers are not doing anything horrible and they're helping. I don't see the problem.
The thing about like some vloggers, I don't know what you lot think. When YouTubers the video of the game, just the match, and they don't talk about your opinions on it. I think that's what problem with YouTubers: the video of the game and they don't talk. That's the problem. Like at Forest, I'm blessed with the people that they know who I am, and like I said,
they talk to you.
Yeah, and they talk to me, and I'll talk to, like I said, we talk to fans, and that's important. You talk to fellow fans. So
yeah, but due to copyright material, you're not actually allowed to record any of the game. I got done for recording a Barnet penalty about 4 years ago from Barnet. Barnet messaged me privately on Twitter and said, "Can you take it down?" And I said, "Because it's been uploaded, I can't, but I promise I won't record anymore." And I haven't ever since, due to copyright materials. National League rules are apparently different to Football League rules, but you do at Barnet, they're so strict you cannot video the game at any time. If you get caught, you're getting kicked out. So I don't know.
At Blackpool, they've, we spoke to the stadium liaison officer and he spoke to the owner of the club, Simon Sadler, and they were quite happy for me to film, as long as I wasn't filming the match.
I'll give you a good example. Like I went to Forest and Cardiff game, and my footage, and when I've edited all blah blah, after 3 hours it was took down, and I emailed him and said, "It's all my footage, blah blah blah." And it took him 2 weeks to recognise it wasn't it, and it went back on as well. So it's weird. That's like you're not allowed to.
They can't stop you filming. There is a thing they can't actually. We're looking into the rules of this, and they can't actually stop you filming.
Not your face. They can't stop you filming your face.
No, they can't stop that. No. So you can always do something, but even if they stopped us filming it wouldn't really matter because quite a lot of the content that I put on is not all about the match. There's so much around it that you can do at the end of the day if you want to.
Look at the biggest YouTuber. I'm going to mention. Look at the biggest YouTuber, and he's got the highest subscribers, and he videos the game. And look at him. Look, Landmark, you know what I'm talking about. He's still at least. Yeah, he videos the top Premiership games, and look at him now, because we're not like Forest. Ben Conor Vlog said Forest, you got more subscribers than me, blah blah blah. But yeah,
it comes down to how good your content is, Dor.
Going back to filming, I got into trouble.
Ian's back up the Darlow FC. He's back again. Hi, Ian. You're back. He's a Darlington fan.
I got into trouble a few years ago with filming, and Pilly basically said, "I don't like the same as you. As long as you're not filming all the game and you're doing a vlog and you like it." And Joey's seen a bit of it and he likes it as well. And but like I say, you just got to be careful when you film your film.
What's that?
Actually, I think that's aimed at you, Dor. Polystyrene tripods are more stable than your internet connection. It's really bad, mate. What are you on, bro? What are you on? Dial up or something there?
No, I'm on. I don't understand. What is wrong? There's no wrong.
It is, mate. It's shocking.
Trust me, you're in and out.
It's like you at the end of the season, mate. Awful, lagged, knackered, and let's be honest, there's about 6 better fucking providers. Here we go, lad. This is where the show gets gone when he gets lost.
Where's he gone? He's gone to sort his Wi-Fi out.
He can't. Paul, can you hear us?
Over.
Oh!
He's doing a speed test right now, isn't he? That's what he's doing. He's doing a speed test.
You can do all the speed tests you want, Dor. You're just in and out. It's unbelievable. It's really hard to tell what you're saying.
Dor, you
trust me.
You want to up your speed, mate. Ring up your broadband and tell them to up it, sunshine. Stop being tight.
I am bad, aren't I? I am bad.
Have you not paid the fucking broadband bill this month?
No, my internet's fine. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm the only one using it.
Who else is on the internet in yours at the moment, mate? Because that will
No
slow
one.
it.
No one. No one's using it.
Wow, mate. Seriously, you need to up your speed because that's shocking.
No, my speed's perfect.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
but Dawn,
I think-
watch
I
it
think
back
Matt
tomorrow
Lee's
and you'll be able to
100
see that you
quicker
just
than your internet.
say
But
again.
then,
I think I'm slow, right? I think me, Matt, and Lee could run 100 meters quicker than it does to connect to your phone for the internet. It's that
See, the
bad.
thing about StreamYard is this: it streams directly off from StreamYard, so it doesn't matter about. It's not taking up any bandwidth on my computer at all. It's all online on their server. So I don't quite understand why
Just
Mr.
in 2 hours,
Daw.
boys.
Yes, we are almost at 2 hours. It's been very interesting. Oh, what's this?
I've enjoyed it.
I remember what's this? Matt parking down the road from his house to get broadband.
It's true. It's true. I lived at one house for 23 years and we had Virgin. It was amazing. I love Virgin Internet. It was the best. I miss it
Yeah.
so much,
I
right?
know what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Then I moved to a new
Sorry,
build estate, about a year and a half ago now. And I absolutely love where I live. But for the first 31 days, a whole month, I had no broadband. So my balls were like medicine balls. Let's just put it that way, lads. I'm putting an image right in your head right now. But it's true. I had to drive to the top of the road just to do a little live stream to keep people updated. I am still alive. I am still about, but I've got no internet. And for a good
I'll
year.
just go to KFC, mate. Use the internet there. Get a bargain bucket while you're there.
Yeah, KFC.
You saying I'm fat?
I am not saying that.
No, but now I've got fiber because for a good year it basically was on the old copper wire piping. It was crap. I had to go around with mate's big nose and upload. Sometimes on a midweek game, I was sitting on his doorstep till 3 o'clock in the morning in the pissing rain trying to upload a video so it'd be fresh for the next day. Oh, like the struggle was real, lads. The struggle was absolutely real.
For the art. For the art.
And to be
Absolutely
fair,
terrible.
mate, to be fair, mate, you know when you had no internet, I still think it's quicker than fucking doors.
I don't understand. You know what? It's perfect. I don't know. There's no one using my internet. There's no one using it.
Somebody's saying here,
No,
James
no,
North
no,
saying,
no,
Lee, keep
no,
doing
no,
content
no.
about Blackpool, the place, and maybe go on BG Media. What's BG Media? Anybody know what that is? That
I've
sounds
got a clue.
interesting. You need to tell us more about that, James. What do you mean BG Media? Anyway. Tell me all about it, James. I don't know about it.
Right.
What's this
To
bad
upload-
language? No swearing, please. We're after the watershed, aren't we?
Yeah, sorry, mum.
We're not made for. You see, this is not made for kids. So if you're offended with the
No swearing.
bad
I will never
language.
swear, so fuck off.
right,
Okay.
on that note,
Fighters, would you?
Somebody's had a J2O underneath the bedtime here.
Ooh.
yes,
It's
this could
Max-
be Ben's grandma coming on and
It's
under the name
Max
of
and
Cameron's.
Max in disguise.
Cameron's. It's
Well,
been
don't you
fun.
like swearing then?
It's been great. I think we've done our 2 hours. We'll see you all next week, same time.
I'll try and get someone. Someone for
Right.
next week.
Well, we've got a few in the pipeline, haven't we? We've got a few in the pipeline.
Get rid of Ben.
Due to
Let's get,
come on.
let's get rid of Ben.
Oh dear! Look at this. This is not good. This is not good. Ben. Oh
Big
dear.
Jill won't be happy.
Oh dear.
Your son, get to your room.
It's looking like that could. Jill, sort him out. Honestly.
To be fair, the internet
So-
will go off
so-
and I'll be here quicker than door.
Get a grip.
Soap and water, Jill.
Get a grip yourself. Leave me alone. Ben, nap his mum. Tell him off, please.
Yes, tell him off. Well, she
To be
already
fair,
has. She's
she
already
likes
put the
you,
fear of
so she
God
might.
into.
Oh,
I think
what?
she will.
She likes you, so she might.
Yes, nap his mum. Fancy a date?
She prefers to actually stay with Max, though, even though she's never seen his content, but still prefers him.
No.
Good night, Napper's mum. Good night, everyone. I think we're going to call that I don't
Up
think
the
there's-
forest.
he's great. Oh, blooming heck. Hot from the press.
We're
Yes.
in extra time now. Nappers is grounded in extra time. He's
You can get Thogdad on next week to replace me, lads.
And Nick Muller is saying that he's done 2 hours with no Fleetwood wisecrack. So very well done.
I'm sure there was one in them 2 hours.
No, I think he managed not to mention the bus stop or the tram stop or anything else tonight. I think he's been very well behaved as Nick Muller. Right. See you all next week. See everyone next week. We'll be here again. Hopefully we'll have a couple of more guests. Yes, up the forest, and the pool are going up.
Way!
Now we're
Thank you for
going.
watching.